home of the world champion Minnesota Twins. This is the U.S. Hot Rod Association Super Bowl of Motorsports. Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Huffman, and with me to call the action tonight, Margo King. And Margo, what a lineup we've got.
We've got more monsters, more mud vehicles, and more exhibition pullers than we've ever had under one dome any one evening.
And that's right. And the monster truck winner will take on the Virginia Beach Beast, the half-tank, half-truck monster truck. We've also got those 0 to 60 mud boggers. It's going to be unbelievable. So don't go away. We'll be right back with all the action from the Metrodome in Minneapolis. In Minneapolis, Minnesota, and the U.S. Hot Rod Association Super Bowl of Motorsports. And coming up now, this is the cut class. And these are the fastest machines of all. Margo coming up first, Bad Habit.
And we're talking about Brian Tinky from Tiffin, Iowa. Why, it's Tinky from Tiffin.
900 horsepower. It's a 1980 Chevy Love pickup. Power glide transmission, weighing into 2,800 pounds. He's running on alcohol with nitrous oxide. And he looks good, although the truck looks a little bizarre. 427 engine.
Everything in the competition here tonight. Exotic equipment, high performance, and ought to be a great show.
Okay, this is Bad Habit out of Tiffin, Iowa. Byron Tinkley, your full-on Love pickup funny car. Power glide transmission. We're ready to go. He launches. Staying up on top of the mud, no problems at all, and all the way through it for the Bad Habit. A good run, and it looked to me, Margo, we'll look back in slow motion in just a moment. He had an excellent hookup and just launched himself right on top of that mud, which is the key.
Well, he did have the advantage by pulling the #1 start. That's when the starting platform is the driest.
Take a look at it. From up on top, our high above camera angle, looking down at it, he is bouncing and rocking and rolling a bit, but he makes it all the way through with no problem whatsoever. Byron Tinky. We'll get another look at it a little bit lower. Again, this is the first run of the night. And there he goes. Again, staying up 2.9 seconds. 2.9 for the Bad Habit. That's mighty fast.
Setting an excellent pace for the competition tonight.
No question about it. He blasts his way through the mud, and that's the first run of the night, but he breaks into the two. Coming up now, Strictly Wicked. Now, this is an interesting machine. It's an 87 Chevy IROC. Dave Joseph, the driver, Jackson, Mississippi. A 360 small block Chevy. He's got to beat the Bad Habit time of 2.9.
And he picks an unusual combination of tires. Most people run the Groundhog. He's running 42-inch Swampers.
The time to beat 2.9. It's an RPM gauge nitrous oxide system. When it hits a certain RPM, he goes for it. 3,300 pounds.
But you notice those flames jumping out of it.
And there he goes, launching into the mud, and that's about as far as Strictly Wicked gets. There is some kind of fire coming out of the headers. Maybe we can see it in slow motion, indicating perhaps some kind of a problem, Margo.
Well, it sounded like his motor was helping enough to drive him through the pit, but...
He's unhappy. Look at him.
Not a happy camper.
Okay, look at it again. Let's watch and see if we can see that fire coming out of the headers in the top of the hood.
Oh, well, there's the problem, Larry. The front wheels really aren't driving. They just dropped into the mud.
Possible problem with the transfer case. There's another look at it. 33.8 feet for Strictly Wicked. And the word from Ken Donay, our tech director, Ken Donay, he says it is an exploding transfer case. This is the Mudbuster. Coming up now, Mark Greene out of Waukegan, Illinois. It's a 79 Jeep CJ5 with 1,000-plus horsepower. Look at the extended wheelbase of this machine.
And he's running one of those new chassis from Fair Motorsports. One of the competitors here also makes chassis for these mud vehicles.
Mike Fair, one of the top competitors, and he's currently in the points lead. This is the U.S. Hot Rod Association sanctioned event. All events have standard rules and regulations. Each participant must agree to, before the event, have seatbelts, helmets, shoulder straps for driver's protection. Okay, this is the Mudbuster. Mark Greene coming up on the line now. Beautiful machine, beautiful paint job. A lot of money in these mud drag machines, mud draggers. Look at that paint job.
And Mark's been in this sport for 8 years, so he's had an opportunity to spend a lot of that money.
He moves up on the line, and here we go with the Mudbuster. The launch. Gets up and fighting the wheel. It makes it all the way through. And slams across that finish line and locks it up. Looking good for the Mudbuster of Waukegan, Illinois. Mark Greene.
Off the wheel there, so the track technicians know that he's in neutral.
A look back in slow motion. Four-wheel drive, look at him, unlimited class. Cut tire class, the fastest class there is. And he makes it all the way through, and that is a rock and roll ride. And a little different view, and there's the 2:75 second clocking, the fastest time of the night. 2:75 for the Mudbuster.
You can see why they need to wear those seatbelts and helmets. That's all required safety equipment here in this competition. And when you're dashed around in that roll cage, you need it.
Yes, indeed. You really do. These are extremely sophisticated machines. Make no mistake about it. And the people in the Midwest and all around the country love it. Got his hands up in the air so that track crew can knows it's okay to work on the back of the machine. This is the enforcer, Mike Fair. He is the current point series leader, Mishawaka, Indiana. And this guy is serious, Margo. You know him. 1,400 horsepower. That's the top of the line. Nobody's got more horsepower.
Serious is an understatement when all of your equipment gets stolen out of a high-hour Johnson's parking lot and you have to borrow equipment. Luckily, this is a vehicle he built for a friend who's letting him use it in the meantime.
Okay, this is the enforcer watching. Look at this guy. Straight through. Whoa! Holy Toledo, look at this.
You can see why he's the points leader.
But you can also see that he's got a problem with that left front wheel. Look, the tire came ripped right off the rim. That was a Mr. Toad's wild ride for Mike Fair, a good-looking lad from Mishawaka, Indiana. Let's take another look back at it. Watch that left front wheel. Fighting it back and forth, comes up, straight down, and rips the wheel right off the rim. Look at it.
That tire just wasn't meant to carry that 2,200-pound vehicle.
But he turns a 2:27-second clocking in the fastest time of the night.
You can see when that car landed, the weight of it literally pushed the tire right off the bead of that rim.
That's why. Well, the Mudbog action here at the Metrodome has just started, so don't go away. We'll be right back with more. The U.S. Hot Rod Super Bowl of Motorsports is brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers. For all you do, this Bud's for you. Larry Huffman and Margo King calling the action from the Metrodome in Minneapolis. And this is the Blue Mule of White Bear Lake, Minnesota, and this is an awesome machine, Margo.
It's a handmade aluminum body made by one of his friends. What was his name? Waz?
Dean JANTZ is the driver and owner, and he and his friend Waz built it. It's an 180-degree, most 180-degree headers. The time to beat is 2.27 seconds. It's a 468 Chevy big block, alcohol injected. He is not running nitrous oxide.
Even with that aluminum body, he still weighs 2,800 pounds, so it's lots of haul.
Okay, cut tire class. Here we go. He gets off the line and fights his way right on top of that mud. And a classic example of how to fight, how to run through the mud. He stayed up on top of it. No problem at all. So the Blue Mule makes a clean run, a sub-3-second run. We'll have to wait till we get the word from the tech director exactly what his time was. A look back at it in slow motion. The Blue Mule. Look at him spew that mud up in the air, Margo.
But that front end is just playing perfectly.
Yep.
Nice, good run.
Another look at it from a lower angle, 2.67 seconds. I believe that's second fastest of the night so far, the Blue Mule. And he gets through it with no problem whatsoever and notches second place. Nice run.